All right. Hello, everyone. I am Kimaya Sharp. I'm your customer marketing strategist here at WellSaid, and I am very excited to be with you and to welcome you for today's webinar, Getting Started with WellSaid. Now, before we get started, I would love to know who is in the room with me. So, if you wouldn't mind just dropping in the chat as everyone kind of piles in here, feel free to let us know who you are, where you're logging in from. If you'd like to share your organization as well, feel free to do that. And just to kind of add a little bit of a little fun factor to it, if you would like to tell us your favorite voice in studio. So I can get us started on that. I've already told you my name and you know the organization. I am with you all from sunny South Florida today. And my favorite voice inside of studio, it's a tough one, but I'm probably going to go with Tara. That was the first one that came to mind. Hi, Dan from Vegas. Welcome to our webinar today. Patrick, love it, love it. All right, we have Derek who is here from San Diego. Derek, do you happen to have a favorite voice within our studio platform? Would love to learn what everyone is creating with. So definitely welcome again to everyone. Hello, Dana. Carol, is it Caroline? Carolyn? My apologies. Anthony, I love Anthony. Anthony's a very good one. Alana is a favorite. Chris, thank you all for joining in. I see we have people joining in from everywhere today. So, for those who are on the West Coast, thanks for joining me so early in the morning. I appreciate it. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get us started here. Continue to drop your names in. If you happen to see someone in your area, feel free to say hello to them. Never know how we may be able to create together. So while we're all here today, whether you are in training, if you're marketing, or even in creative production, today is really going to be all about helping you feel confident using Well Said from day one. And the steps and best practices that we're about to go through, they're definitely going to help you go from zero to publishing professional voiceovers without a sound booth. So that is always our overall goal. I did see some more come in, so I want to make sure I can get as many people as possible. I see Jay, Adriana from Texas. Awesome, Tears. Your favorite as well. Love to see it. Alana and Jay for Jen. All right, wonderful. Again, thank you all so much for chiming in with us. Love to see who those voices are. Now, let's get into what we are going to chat about today. All right, so with these specifics, we'll cover a few things. First, we'll give you a quick tour of the customer journey so you know what you will experience within your first 7 days with us. We'll also cover some best practices. So, those best practices will kind of be tied into some live and pre recorded demos of some key features that we have within our platform. And also, if you happen to have any questions at any time during this webinar, please feel free to drop them in our chat and we will do our best, or I will do my best to answer them live. But we also have a few people that are going to be within our chat from our customers team on standby just to ensure that I don't miss anything. I mean, we respond promptly. But if for some reason we don't get to answer your questions within this time frame, zero worries. Know that your responses for those questions that come in, they're going to be sent out with our webinar recap. And you can also sync directly with your account manager or your customer success manager for any specific solutions that are catered to your workflow. And I still see some names coming into the chat. So let's see, we have Columbus, Ohio here. Nicole, welcome. Vicky, welcome. Love to see it. All right. So let's just hop right into this webinar. Our very first 7 days with WellSaid. Now, in your first 7 days, you are going to get to explore everything or almost everything that makes WellSaid sound great. But you won't just hear it, you're also going to be able to see just how easy it is to go from a blank script to a finished read in just minutes. And it seems like a lot of you are already within the platform, being able to experiment and to see and explore what is making your content just scale up a bit. And we try our best not to hold back on voice quality or languages during your trial. So whatever you're hearing is going to be the real thing, exactly what you get when you're in an active subscription. So please note that if you are within your first 7 days. Now, Some people may be asking, well, what else comes with those first 7 days, Kimaya? Well, I am so glad that you asked. Now, while you can't necessarily download during the trial, you will be able to create, you can compare, and you can test. And then you can upgrade to start exporting any of your files and publishing them. So, again, you're going to get as much as you can within those first 7 days, but we encourage you to expand beyond that if you happen to find it as your viable solution. Now, with your trial to test this out, you will have access to all of our voices, as I mentioned before. You can also create 5 projects, and you will also have the ability to run multiple scenarios. You can run different scripts, and as we just saw in the chat, most of you have been able to utilize a plethora of voices to see what fits your needs. You can use really cool features and integrations that we have on the platform as well. So some of those entail our pronunciation tools. I would love to know if any of you have had the opportunity to play around with those at all. Also, one thing that I really love is our Oxford Dictionary integration. We have the shareable links, which are also available to you in trial. And what helps to expand on your creative ability is our Adobe integrations. So now that you know what's available, we're going to go ahead and just jump right into Studio. And this is going to be where the magic really happens. So, with this, over the next few minutes, I'm going to do my best to show you exactly how you get from a blank screen to professional audio that you can really be proud of. So, when you log in for the first time, you're going to land here on your dashboard. And this is pretty much considered your command center. So from here, you'll be able to start with a new project. You can go in and create a new workspace or even a new folder. You can open something that you've already been working on and check on recent clips that you've created. If you go to the left, that's going to be your roadmap. So with that, you have your studios, your projects, your inventory of voices, help center, all the integrations and everything is going to be there. If you ever get lost, that is going to be the fastest way to reset. All of your projects are going to be housed in the main landing page as well. So we're going to create a new project to get into Studio. The first thing you want to do is to name your project. I think this is key so that you never have to lose it. So I'm going to rename this our intro video. And then with this, I'm also going to select our standard modal for this project. So it'll get us started within our voice library. And then here you can see once we have selected that modal, we'll be able to really kind of get in and experiment with things. So we'll go into our voice library, and during the trial, you have access to every voice. You can filter by performance and style, gender, language. I like to kind of go through and play around with 2, 3 voices to see which ones I like side by side. So we're going to try Frankie first, just to see.
Speaking broadly, CEOs will use more subjective language on earnings calls, but will often use data-driven insights. Let's listen to an example.
All right. So Frankie sounds great, but we're going to try another one. So I'm going to go for Jensen.
The president held a press conference this week outlining his plans for the economy.
All right. So if you find one you love, and I'm sure you will, I've already seen some names, you can start and favorite it. That way you can find it with ease. Also, you'll notice in the drop down tab, there's an icon which shows you the different styles that they speak in. So we have narration and conversational. So we're going to take Jensen from the casting couch into the studio so that we can start creating. And hopefully, you have already gotten an idea of what it is that you want to create. So if you have your script on hand, you can just paste it there like I did here. And we're just going to imagine what we can create for a company training video. So, Studio is going to read any type of punctuation that you put in. And I suggest reading it out loud first before you hit that single take. So, if it sounds awkward to you there, it's going to sound awkward with the take. And from there, we're going to render. All right.
Welcome to the 2025 Safety and Compliance Training. In this course, you'll learn how to identify hazards, report issues, and keep your workplace safe for everyone. Let's get started.
All right, not bad, Jensen. Now, if we want something to stand out, you can add a little pronunciation, some standouts, so some quotation marks. So I'll put that around our 2025. We'll also add a few line breaks, maybe a few ellipses and commas to kind of control our pacing. So we're going to render a new one and see what that one sounds like.
Welcome to the 2025 Safety and Compliance Training. In this course, you'll learn how to identify hazards, report issues, and keep your workplace safe for everyone. Let's get started.
Well, way to go, Jensen. All right, now let's say that I want feedback from a teammate. I can share the link directly from Studio and they can hear the clip without having to download anything because remember, we can't download and trial, or we can leave comments for them. So we can leave a comment. Now, although again, you won't have the download capabilities during your trial period, once you have made your selection and create your content, you do have download options that will appear where you can export in three different file types. And if you're creating any training content or captions for your videos, you have the option for closed captions to ensure that your content is accessibility ready. So that is going to be what we experience here for sure with our experience. Now, at the core of Studio, you'll find these things. And in just a few minutes, you can go from script to studio quality audio without actually having to go to a studio. So, next, we'll talk about a few pronunciation tools. And this is where you can make sure that you get everything right the first time. So, to show you exactly how these tools work inside of Studio, I'm going to share a quick snippet from Christine, who's one of our senior product managers, to kind of walk you through that process. So let's get this geared up.
Hi, so I have a sentence here. I'm going to listen to the first take.
The dashboard displays only viewable metrics to ensure sensitive data remains protected.
Okay, and I hear an issue with viewable. So I'm just going to double click here, select my replacement. Let's listen to a few options.
Viewable,
Hmm,
viewable.
I like that one. I'm going to click that. I see that it's replaced here because it's bold. I also prefer data and not data. So I'm just going to double click there, and I think it'll be this first one.
Data,
I'm going data. I'll create a single take again. And let's listen to it.
the dashboard displays only viewable metrics to ensure sensitive data remains protected.
Right, so there's my corrected sentence. Let's say I hate data and I always wanted to say data. I can create a new replacement for that and it will save to my future projects. So I see my original text is populated. I really liked this data, so I'm going to add that here. I see the phonetic toggle turned on that indicates to our model that this is a phonetic respelling. And then I can go ahead and save that to my team. And next time I have a script that has the word data in it, it will not say data, it should say data.
All right. So now we see that pronunciation is a pretty powerful tool that we're able to implement and utilize within our studio platform. And knowing how to set it up the right way is going to make all the difference for you. So hopefully you found that snippet very useful. Now, the next snippet, Regina, who is actually one of our senior customer success managers, she's going to share some pro tips and best practices for respelling that will save you time to make sure that your audio is spot on every single time. So let me get that geared up for you.
Hi everyone, Regina Sutton here from the WellSaid Labs customer success team. Did you know that you could customize your pronunciation of a word? In WellSaid Labs, you now have a replacement option via the toolbar and the replacement section over here to create custom pronunciation replacements to ensure that you get the proper sound for your content. Today we'll review how to do that, and I'll share my best tips and practices on how to create something amazing when you have an acronym like this. So let's take a quick listen to it. We'll render the clip and then we'll listen as well.
Please confirm when HMAC 256 support will be extended for compliance. Additionally, can you verify the current encryption protocol specified under ISO 27.1 that will be implemented?
Excellent. So if you all heard, here under HMAC, there was a little slurring of the acronym here. So what I would like to do with our newest feature, using the toolbar, I would highlight the word. But let me show you all something really cool now. Now, when you highlight the word, any word, so we'll do extended, for example, and what we'll do is ask the AI to create a replacement. When you click for a replacement, you can use suggested respellings here, and you'll see those appear in English US and English UK. You can test it out to see if you like it, and if you do, you can apply it to that particular word. Now, I don't believe there will be a replacement for HMAC. There isn't a suggestion, but we can create one. So what we'll do is jump over here, and I am going to ask the AI to give me a respelling suggestion for the letter H. So it gave me AYCH. So I'll type that out here. Now let's do M. Okay, and I would typically listen to these, but to save us on time, I'll select EHM. And then all I'm doing is connecting each letter with a hyphen. A. Okay, and we'll also use a Y for this one. And then C. I'm guessing SEE would sound great. Ah, perfect. So here we'll type in SEE. Now that we have this, I will go ahead and copy and paste it and put it here. Be sure to turn on the respelling toggle to ensure that you're telling the AI how you'd like the word to be pronounced and to be aware of the different syllables as well. So in this box, I'll type in HMAC, and then I will go ahead and play it.
HMAC.
That sounds a lot better by light years. So I'll go ahead and save this to my team library. Now moving forward, HMAC will appear and be pronounced. Now let's see how this sounds when we re-render the clip.
Please confirm when HMAC 256 support will be extended for compliance. Additionally, can you
Excellent. So now that sounds light years better. Let's say that I'd want to create one for 256, right? I can also do this for numbers as well. And all I would simply need to do is type in the word instead. So here in this instance, I would type out 2, or let's say we wanted it to be 256. So 256. And I could save this to my library as well as an additional pronunciation respelling. And here it'll take on both. Now, let's say that you have an instance where maybe there's a hyphen between the two of these. Something that I suggest is creating one large replacement for HMAC 256, or you can always remove the hyphen in your script and just make it a space so that the AI will pronounce it better and understand and give you the best result. Have any questions? Never hesitate to reach out to your CSM or support. Thanks for listening.
All right. So she gave some pretty amazing advice there for sure. And I think with you being able to go in and to understand a little bit more the dynamics of being able to change up your pronunciation and really maximize on the experience is gold. So really appreciate Regina for sharing that information. And of course, most of you are with organizations on teams, and you're not creating content alone. So you're usually working as a part of a team, and to show what WellSaid makes with collaboration as easy as possible in studio, we're going to go back to Christine for a quick walkthrough.
So this is my my project dashboard. I have personal, team, and shared, and then many different workspaces that I can work in securely with select members of my team. So if I want to create a new workspace, I have to have admin access, and then I can go in and create a new workspace, and I can call it super secure and private. Oh, super oh, we call it private. It doesn't like very long titles. I think only 20 characters. So let's see. I can pick and choose who on my team has access to this. This is the key functionality of these custom workspaces, is that I can give only certain people access, and the rest of my team would not have access. So I see I have full, and then I'll give Regina full access. But also, if I want this person to just be able to view but not delete or move or do anything else with these files, I can change the access level as well. So there's lots of customization to the workspace to build the right level of access that works for your small team. So I'll create the workspace, and then I see it populated in my list of workspaces here. So it differs a little bit from the team workspace. If I go there, the team workspace is available to anyone who's part of my organization. So any of these files, if I have a large organization and it's on my team drive here, I'll be able to see it. So if you don't mind your full organization seeing your documents, it's best to work in this workspace team. But in the event that you want further customization and access control, create a workspace and grant access to just your team members that need to see that information.
All right. Thank you again, Christine, for that information. And finally, let's talk about some integrations. So, there are many customers who use a lot of creative tools outside of WellSaid, just to make sure that they are able to fully maximize on all of the things that they have available for them, and kind of using WellSaid along with those creative tools that they already love. We're able to see some amazing results. So, in the chat, I would love to know if there are any creative tools that you may be using to create your own content currently. Would love to know what might be possibly working for you, and ways that we may be able to help you even maximize further on those experiences. Awesome. I have heard of this one quite often. Is it Camtasia? I believe it. Yeah. So that one is for sure one that we've heard quite often within some of the conversations with our customers. Any others? All right, so I'll let you up. There we go. All right, so I'm seeing some more come up. Now, this will talk specifically about how our studio seamlessly connects with Adobe Premiere Pro and Adobe Express. So, to kind of be able to showcase this information for you, we have Jen, who is one of our project managers, who is going to showcase this feature.
Hey, welcome to our first demo of the WellSaid VoiceOver and Adobe Premiere Pro. In this extension, once it's been installed, you'll be able to get to our landing page here. You'll get to try different variations of content that you can create with WellSaid. So we have here podcast, training modules, and social media. And you can also play around with the others. So I'm going to go ahead and log in to my account. Okay, now that I'm logged in, I can see all of the projects that are within my studio account. So I have my personal, my shared, which will be any of my teammates who share it with me, and as well as any team projects. Since I'm the only contributor on this current project, I'm going to go ahead and just stick to my personal here. And for this video, I have it for my October ad here. I can go ahead and click in, and I have all of the clips that are associated with this project that I would be using for this current video here. So if I ever wanted to, like, give it a listen prior to inputting it, I could just go ahead and play. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and just insert this clip right directly into my timeline sequence. All right, and then just like that, I have my audio file already inserted into my project, and I can just go ahead and continue doing that for the others as well. Another neat feature that you can do is, like, if you decide you want to continue working on this project, you can go ahead and it'll open it up in Studio, and then you can return back to the app and just hit this refresh icon, and you'll be able to see your newly created clips there as well. We also have some settings as well if there's anything in particular that was specific to your workflow. So here we have file form. We have it defaulted to WAV files since they are higher quality, but like, you can always decide which one you'd like to use. And then also you can choose your default clip location. I personally prefer cursor location as I'm creating my project, but you can also decide how you want to do it as well.
All right. So you just saw whether you are in the process of fine tuning any pronunciation, collaborating with your team, or even exporting directly into Adobe. Well Said is designed to fit right into your workflow without adding on any friction. So hopefully, again, you found great value in that. And if you've spent 7 days exploring Well Said, you've tested our voices, you've played around with scripts, maybe even found your brand favorite. And again, it seems like from the chat earlier, many of you have found your brand favorites. Let's talk about what happens next. So, when your trial wraps up, you have a couple of ways that you can keep building on what you've already started with us. So, let's now get into choosing your well said plan. So, when we offer, or when your trial wraps up, you'll have a couple of options, as I stated, and we offer options that are designed to fit exactly where you are, whether you are an individual creator who's making a few projects a month, Or if it's a larger team that's producing hundreds of hours of audio a year, just know that you definitely have options that are going to fit whatever space you're in. So, our creative plan is actually going to be one of those that's going to be perfect if you're producing content solo. So you're going to get those downloads that I mentioned earlier, commercial usage rights, and the same professional voice quality you've been hearing during your trial. So, like I said, that's never going to change. And if you happen to be working as part of a team, then our business or our enterprise plans are going to be perfect for you. Those are going to be perfect because they help to unlock our collaboration tools, like what you just saw earlier. Also, those things like the shared pronunciation libraries, even project commenting, and some team analytics so that you can really see the return on investment with what it is that you're creating. So, everyone is going to stay aligned. Your projects are going to move faster. And in full transparency, like no matter what plan you choose, you're still going to get that speed, that security, and that stability that you've experienced within that very first week. Because what you've been hearing in your trial is exactly what you're going to get in full production mode. So, um, also, you may have tried several other tools while you're doing your research during the first 7 days, and we highly encourage you to do that. You want to explore and figure out what's best for you. And most of those that you're going to try out, they are going to do certain things well. For instance, you may find one that may have a huge voice library, and the voices might sound great. But if you are looking for a trusted, secure, and consistent natural voice platform for professional use, I'm going to have to say, well said is built for that. So when it comes to creating at scale, just know that consistency is going to win every single time. We are pretty much optimized for scalable, repeatable workflows. Our focus is not just on sounding great, it's on making sure that the entire team can work faster, which is why we're adding in all of these implementations and things to really enhance your workflow. We also want to make sure we keep your brand voice consistent and help you to be able to deliver without bottlenecks. So that is always going to be at the forefront. We put our customers first at everything that we do. And in the past almost 30 minutes now, you've seen just how you can go from a blank script to professional studio quality audio within minutes. I feel like we covered quite a bit in a short amount of time. We covered how to navigate studio, to choose the right voice, format your script for natural pacing. What else did we talk about? We talked about collaborating with your team. We talked about being able to export your work in various formats that you might need. And you've seen that you don't necessarily need an audio engineer or expensive recording studio setups within your organization to make something that sounds incredible because you've got well said. So if you are in your 7 day trial right now, this is going to be your time to explore. And let's see here. I have a question that came in. There will be a recording to rewatch all of the videos. We want to make sure that you are set up for success. And if you have any questions, we will kind of dive into what you can do in the meantime for anything that might be a little more curated to what you need. So, yes, those will be available. But like I said, if you're in your 7 day trial right now, this is your time to fully explore. Like I said, try all your other options. But while you're in studio, try all of the voices. We have a ton of voices, we have different languages. Test out any training scripts that you may have. If you find something on the web, put it in to see what you may be able to create. I suggest playing with the accents and the styles. See what clicks for your audience. You know your audience better than anyone else. And almost everything that you've seen today, as I mentioned before, you can do right now inside of your trial. Now, once that trial wraps up, I want you to choose the subscription that matches your workflow. So, if you are that creative who's looking to do individual projects, or if you are business and enterprise and you're looking for the collaborative teams uh, workflow that's going to help you to produce at scale, go in and see what works and ask all the questions. You have our team that's ready to answer those for you. And the only difference between your trial and your paid plan, does anyone remember? We'll do a little trivia here to see if anyone remembers what you cannot do during the trial that you can do with your paid plan. Anyone? Yes, Jen, you win a golden ticket. So that is That is it. You cannot download. But we want to make sure, like I said, that you get as much of the experience as possible. And if you've been comparing tools, you've probably noticed a lot of options are out there. This space is growing daily. So there's stuff that's popping up all the time. And some of these are going to have more experimental voices, some are going to have very niche features. But again, if you need voices that have consistent sound from start to finish, a secure platform that's not going to train on your data, because I know that is very important with a lot of organizations. And also those collaboration features that are really built out specifically for our professional teams. WellSaid is where those things are going to bring it all together. So here's a challenge that I have for everybody that is participating. If you happen to be watching the replay, you can participate as well. But before the day is over, what I would love for you all to do is to log back into Studio, and I want you to create just one project. I don't care what the project is. I don't care if it's affirmation to yourself for the day to help you get through the workday. I want you to take that one project and something that, make sure it's something that you'd be proud to publish. Pick your favorite voice, add your script into our studio. I want you to render it and then hear what's possible. And if you're really, really proud of it, feel free to share that with us, share it with our team so we can hear what you've created. And again, we're 100% available for you all the time. So if there are questions that you have around rendering or being able to get that phonetic spelling just right, we're here to assist you through that process. And if you're in the trial and you're ready to move beyond the testing and you want to hit reply on that email that you got from your account manager or your customer success manager, go ahead and do that. Or you can visit our site and choose the plan that fits your needs to get started. If you need us, again, as I just said before, we're here to help you get the plan that's going to make the most sense for all the goals that you have set up for yourself and for your team. So now I want to be able to open the floor for any additional questions that may come in. I will kind of chime in on some that were asked before. I know, well, we just went over it earlier about being able to rewatch the session from today. It will be available for you to be able to rewatch. And we had quite a few of the creative platforms that are being used to be able to expound on your usage with WellSaid. So I hope that you're finding great value in being able to integrate our voices into your workflow with those. Any other questions? And if I don't see any questions, I feel like we've done a pretty good job with either helping you throughout your trial process, or I've done a good job with showcasing some of those features today. But we will continue on now. So, for all things WellSaid, be sure that you are following us with our social media here. So, I'm going to pull that up so you're able to see it. Feel free to take a screenshot. Let's see. All right. So be sure, like I said, to follow us on our social media platforms. So we do have Instagram and also LinkedIn, where you're going to be able to find out about even more webinars like the one that you are experiencing today. We also have our help center. So if you need any additional best practices or tips, you can find those usually in the help center, or you can reach out, as I stated before, to your account manager or your CSM directly. If you just want to shoot us some ideas or even become a part of our WellSaid Legends community, which is something that is going to be new that will be implemented, feel free to email us at marketing@wellsaid.io. And just to tell you a little bit more about the WellSaid Legends, that is going to be a community where you'll be able to get exclusive sneak peeks, invitations to various events, and access to our product team, plus much, much more. So thank you all so much for joining this webinar today. We cannot wait to see how you use WellSaid to create even more amazing content. And until next time, happy creating.